This is the Milo Beasley Show. This is the Milo Beasley Show. There's only one thing you need to know. This is the Milo Beasley Show. And now, here's your host, Milo Beasley.
All right, and welcome to the Milo Beasley Show. We're hanging out here at Raleigh SuperCon in North Carolina with Michael Copon. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fabulous, as always.
Yeah, we're hanging out here. It's the second time I've seen you in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
As it doesn't seem like 2
We're like
weeks.
following each other, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So you're hanging out here at your booth in Raleigh.
Yep.
Yeah. So, have you had anybody come up in full Power Rangers costume?
Oh yeah, totally. We get people coming up in full Power Ranger costumes.
How about a group?
Groups. I've had groups. This specific one, not a group, but I've had oftentimes people come in groups. And now, the cool thing about it is sometimes you get the really cool suits, and then also sometimes you get the homemade ones.
What do you like? What do you like better? You like those homemade?
I like the homemade ones, man, because they're like, you know, with the visors kind of hanging off a little bit.
So were you a fan of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Yes, I was. Actually, I'm right beside my buddy Steve Cardenas, one of the original Reds, and I actually went to the theater to watch Steve. So I was a Power Ranger fan, and I'm also an artist. So I drew a picture of the Power Rangers and then became one, which is really crazy.
That is crazy. How big was your crush on Amy Jo Johnson? Let's be real. Everybody growing up watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers had a crush on the Pink Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson.
Okay, so I got a funny story for you. Okay. I had the biggest crush, and now most teenage boys, what do? When you look at Amy Jo, especially when she morphs, she's wearing the tights. Correct. So I'm a young 14-year-old boy. I like that, right?
Right.
So when I became a Ranger one day, I found out that the stunt doubles in the girl uniforms are actually men. So I was like Jim Carrey in the shower facing through. I was like, oh. So many weeks realizing that I was staring at a man with a fake boob and fake button pads.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a true story.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I think I just crushed his dreams.
I'm devastated. So we were chatting. So you've actually you've done quite a few things. You've done the Power Rangers, Scorpion King 2.
Yep.
You're the title character.
Yeah, I always say I'm like the Pebble because I'm not quite the Rock.
But you were talking about how you always wanted to get into wrestling.
Yeah.
So you even had a name picked out for yourself?
Yeah, I did. Okay, so when I was younger, it started off as Yellow Dog. Because that was my next door neighbor. I was Yellow Dog. It was more of a comical thing. But then I actually wanted to take this serious, and I wanted to be a wrestler named the Supreme Philippine. So I had like the leopard cougar pants with the Ultimate Warrior straps, and I had my back rack, kind of like Lex Luger's shoulder rack. Finishing move. Yeah, the Supreme Philippine.
That's one of the best things. So there's still time.
And that was my pose.
There's still time. You got to come and hang out with the FSCW crew here.
Yeah, I'll be down.
SuperCon, they're doing a ton of things.
Let's get me in, like the Blue Ranger versus somebody. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I portray Vega from Street Fighter.
There you go.
Yeah. So
that's dope.
It's Skeletor, Captain America, Black Panther. Oh, I'd like to see Black Panther versus the Blue Ranger.
Dude, that would be dope. That would be dope. I think we need to make that happen.
So how many conventions are you at? Like is it every week? Is it every other week? Is it
Yeah, the past 2 years, like almost every other week. I did about 32 conventions, so 32 weekends out of 52.
Out of 52.
Yeah. So I only had 20 weekends off.
What do you do during those
Usually
weekends?
just chill and rest and watch Netflix and just clear my mind and just catch up on my shows.
Where's home?
Well, it's been in New York the past year and partially Virginia, my home base. That's where I was born. So if you know wrestlers, the Scope, Hampton Coliseum, I used to go there watching wrestling all the time. Huge wrestling town. But actually, I'm moving back to LA next week, so I'll be in LA.
So you're moving back to LA.
Yep.
You like LA?
LA, I have mixed feelings about LA.
That's what I hear.
But I'm moving back. I've got a different life. I'm engaged now. I got more family feel. Like I'm gonna have like more family friends. So it's gonna be a different life for me. I'm excited.
What part of LA?
I think I'm about doing the Santa Monica Venice area.
Oh, that's a beautiful area.
You know what I'm saying? By the beach.
A thing we like to do here on the Milo Beasley Show is called the Top 5, or ask a random question. Since you touched on it, top 5, no particular order, but all-time favorite pro wrestlers.
All-time favorite pro wrestler?
All-time favorite, yes.
Okay, for me, I have to say it's a tie between Sting and the Ultimate Warrior.
That's for number 1, okay.
And old school. And then I came into The Rock and Goldberg era. And I was a big fan of Goldberg and Rock. Because I played football, I love when Goldberg would spear someone. My whole crew, every time he would spear someone, the whole room would go, "Woo!" And everyone would just get so excited. Of course, with The Rock, I imitated him. You know what I'm gonna do, Stone Cold Steve Austin? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this pen and I'm gonna shove it up your candy ass if you smell what The Rock is cooking. So I imitated him. That's how I got the role of Scorpion King.
Is that how you got
That's how I got the final okay, because it was between me and another guy, and I said, you have to pick me because I've always loved The Rock. I always said I was gonna play him, or his brother, or someone in a movie, and then I became the younger version of him.
That is amazing.
Thanks, man.
There's no way like what you thought did you ever think on your couch that you would be The Rock Jr. in a sense?
I didn't think that when I was younger, but when I went to LA, I saw him in Casa Vega, and then something sparked in me, and I went up to him and I said, you know, I'm gonna play the younger version of you, or I'm gonna play your brother or your son in a movie one day. And he was kind of like, oh yeah? I was like, yeah, just something I related to him. I correlated with his energy. Something about him, I was just like, you know what? I get The Rock, and I like, as an actor myself, I feel like I can channel his energy. So when I had that opportunity, I had to seize it.
That's awesome. All right, so we got Sting, Ultimate Warrior, The Rock, and Goldberg.
Yeah.
Who's that fifth one?
Man, I gotta say Hulk Hogan, man. Like,
all right.
Hulk Hogan's he's the giant, yeah. So like, I mean, he's just like, he's like the first wrestler I knew. Actually, when I watched wrestling, I turned it on. I think I saw the first fight that really got me into it was when he fought Andre the Giant.
Oh right.
So and then that when I was a kid, that was like something about that his energy, you know, just Hulk Hogan.
Absolutely.
And then after that, I was like, wow. And I think that's why I named myself Yellow Dog at first, because I liked his yellow.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of a mixture of that and some other wrestlers. So that, which led into the Supreme Philippine. I don't know.
So before we wrap up, where can folks find you on the social medias?
Social media is really easy. It's Michael Copon, all across the board.
Fantastic.
That's Copon.
Awesome. Anything else to plug before we wrap up? You got a Power Rangers convention coming up in Orlando, I believe.
We got Ranger Stop right here. Ranger Stop's in November 9th through 11th. Also, we have Morphicon in California as well, August 18th weekend.
Oh, that's coming up. All right, so anything else before we wrap up?
That's it, guys. Follow me on Instagram, ask me any questions, and I'll be there.
All right, and of course, you can follow me on all the socials at The Wrestling Bomb. So thank you for watching this episode of the Milo Beasley Show. We're gonna walk around some more, see some cool made-up costumes, because those are the best. And we'll see you next week.
Peace.
And just remember, it's faith and trust and a whole bunch of pixie dust. And this is how you spread pixie dust. Give me a... Bye.